Hello everyone, this is JCI Kuopio from KTPodcasts, Kuopio Talents. And today once again I bring to you Sanna Perälä. Sanna Perälä will introduce herself more when we have started the discussion. But before we start the discussion, I think I should keep on introducing to you, or giving more information about Kuopio Talents community. I know at the moment many people have no idea about this community. They are interested, what they hear interests them, but they want to know more. I will not tell everything, but just in fewer sentences is that we have so many talents here in Kuopio. And for some reason at the moment we are so much disconnected in such a way that it is very difficult for an individual to find a way to benefit from the talent, either through employment or even through businesses or entrepreneurship. But if we find a way to come together and cooperate or collaborate, then it becomes easier to achieve any objective. I mean, to achieve many things that we are supposed to overcome, including unemployment challenge. I think unemployment challenge, of course, many people only speak about the language stuff, but I think there is more to that than just the language. And more to that, few of that includes the value. It's easier to produce any value if you are more than one person when you collaborate because of the scarcity of resources. But when the two people comes together, then at least you have already cut short the need of the resources, because some of the resources will be available through each other. So that's why we are coming together so that we can act as each other's resources, primary resources, and this should be able to give us a kickoff step towards implementing many objectives that we want to implement. Shortly, it's that way, and today, actually it is yesterday, I launched the registration for those who want to be the members. And so registration form is out there. You can just register yourself, fill in the information, and once again, your registration does not mean that you are now committed to this community. You have to be there, you have to participate. No, your registration is simply an act of giving permission for communication. So you'll be getting information about the events, about the activities. But your commitment to this community and its activities is entirely based on your willingness, your availability, your interest. If you want to participate, you participate. If you don't want, you can just go out. That's the essence of it. But I will not discuss more today. We have to discuss more about the event, and Sanna will take us through that. Why this event is important. That's what we are here today to learn from that. And maybe we can start right away. Can we first know about you?
Yes, surely. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. It's wonderful to be here with you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And my name is Sanna Perälä, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I do strategy work on a daily basis, and then I'm also finalizing my master's degree at University of Vaasa.
You do a lot of things.
In strategic business development.
Now we have one less excuse. Those people, I'm studying. She's doing the master's degree. She's an entrepreneur, and we are yet to hear more.
Well, and on top of that, I was looking for a hobby here in Kuopio. Kuopio is a new city also for me.
Yeah.
I've lived here only like one year for now, and I first visited this city like 3 years ago as an adult. So it's a new city for me as well. So I was looking for a hobby, and I found this JCI Kuopio. In Finnish, it's called Kuopion Nuorkauppakamari.
Fantastic.
And I joined, and now I have worked as a board officer. It's a volunteer work, but anyway, I have been responsible for our international matters for this year in our board.
Fantastic. And so maybe before we jump now to discuss about the event, how are you able to manage all these things at once? A student, entrepreneur, volunteer. How are you able to manage this?
Well, I think the first thing is I feel so much love for this all things.
Yes.
I really want to do this kind of stuff. It's important for me, and that's the motivation I have. it's like fire inside of me. So I have to manage, I think. But the time management, it's very important.
Yeah.
So I think time management and balance on an everyday basis, that is the key.
Yeah, and actually, just a challenge. Actually, I love listening to motivational speakers and something like that. So one of the speaker mentioned that, we are kind of elastic. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that if you have lesser things, then you'll be able to manage more effectively those things.
Yeah.
It depends on your mindset, the way you suit yourself.
Yeah.
So the more things you have, then you kind of stretch to fit into all those things. But even when the lesser things you have, then you also stretch back to that position. So the person with only studies and the person who has studies like you in volunteering and entrepreneurship, they could be also feeling the same level of struggle because you fit into that area that you have suited yourself with. So I think sometimes we have to challenge ourselves, get more stuff, and I believe the more things you have, then the more conscious you become about time management.
Yes,
if you have lesser things, then you have an excuse like, just this one thing, I can do it later. Let me just sleep now. Let me just watch some movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, that stuff is important too. You have to recover sometimes, and you have to have the balance. But if you are really, really into the stuff you are doing, if you have that fire inside, that's a game changer. Perfect.
Well, now let's go to discuss about who is organizing this. Maybe can you tell us a little bit first about the event? What event are you organizing?
Yes. So event is called Global Talent Day, and this is the second time that we are organizing this event. And the event is organized by JCI Kuopio, Kuopion Nuorkauppakamari. And together we collaborate with Talent Hub Eastern Finland, Talent First, Ahoy Creative Company here in Kuopio, and then also Kuopio Talents.
Perfect.
So these are the organizing partners here.
Okay.
And JCI Kuopio is the organization that I'm representing here today.
And what are they, or what are you now as JCI Kuopio?
Yeah, JCI Kuopio is a non-profit organization that focuses on developing leadership skills of young adults. So basically our members are under 40 years old, people all around the world. And we of course have our local organizations, and JCI Kuopio is our local organization here. But worldwide we operate in dozens of different countries. Actually, I believe we have over 100 countries that we operate in.
Okay.
And then we have like 150,000 to 200,000 members worldwide. So it's a global network of people who really love to do this kind of stuff. They love to develop new skills when it comes to leadership, sustainable leadership, and stuff like that. So this is JCI.
Perfect. And as you can see, I don't know if you are able to see on screen. I think I will have to share the image later while I'm editing this video. So we have speakers Ricardo Patino and Roham Malekzadegbager. Oh my God! Even when I met Roham, actually met Roham at Savonia University. I struggled to say this name. I had to.
Yeah, it's a fantastic name.
I had to come up with my own version.
Yeah,
out of my inability to pronounce a fantastic name. This is its own brand.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I love it.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So maybe if I may ask, why Ricardo? Why Roham to come and speak with talents here?
Well, when we developed this concept, it was answering the need in the region that people come from various backgrounds here in Kuopio.
Yes.
We have so many different nationalities, so many different first languages, so many different cultures here.
Yes.
And I've heard like the pain point that people are not finding enough events in English, for example. And we thought that this could be something that we can organize here. So why this setup was that I was looking for speakers with different kind of story, with some kind of a encouraging, inspiring story.
Yes.
So that's why we ended up with Roham and Ricardo and yeah, I'm thrilled to have these two speaking at our event.
Fantastic. And of course, if I may add a comment there, one thing that I've also learned from many motivational speakers, they say it is the stories that change people's lives.
Yes.
Yeah, you can give the philosophies, you can give great trainings and stuff like that, but if people don't get a way to relate
yes.
to that situational conversation, then perhaps sometimes they may even think of it as like, this is just some made up stuff. This guy is only speaking because he has money. Yeah, this guy only now speaks about marriage because he got his wife. Maybe it's the wife, being patient to him, and now he's telling us how to keep a marriage.
Yeah.
But when you have people who have gone through that path and they have relevant stories to tell, then what you speak becomes more relevant to the audience. So I think this is fantastic. But also, I think this is one of the valuable things. I've lived in Mikkeli, and in Mikkeli, one time there was a meeting to discuss how to help immigrants develop or prosper in Mikkeli. But to my surprise and disappointment, after I decided to investigate, then I realized in that meeting or an event, they were all Finns.
Okay.
Finns speaking to Finns how to help immigrants, which is a good thing.
Yeah, of course. It's
great
a start.
intention. But the people themselves who are supposed to be affected, if they are not there to participate in storytelling, even the one who wants to help, sometimes you may want to help somebody, but maybe that's not the help they need. Maybe they wanted something else.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think this is solving that, because now you are bringing the people that, as foreigners, I think we can understand them better.
Yeah.
But also they are able to understand our situation better as foreign. Now I classify myself also as a foreigner or immigrant. They're able to understand others better because they know the story. They know the context, they know the environment that they have been through. It will be easier to build that rapport. Yeah. So I really congratulate you for doing this. I think it's a valuable thing.
We are thrilled. I think we have fantastic speakers.
They are fantastic. I've met Roham one time, actually 2 times here, and we already had some plans. It's very fortunate and unfortunate he relocated to Helsinki, but we already had a lot of plans with the Kuopio talent thing, and he's quite an inspirational figure. I told him when we met, I mentioned to him, I knew him from Mikkeli. Somebody recommended, please, you should follow Roham. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
A lot of initiatives. He's really fighting. He's a fighter.
He is, and also a fantastic storyteller.
That's great.
Yeah.
I told him that as well.
Yeah.
So that's really great.
Yeah.
It's exciting to know that he's coming.
Yeah.
Well, so now let's discuss about the theme. What is the theme of this event that you're bringing?
So this is the second time, as I said, we are organizing this event, and
yes.
The first time was a little bit more broad theme,
yes.
But according to our feedback, what we received, it was a good event on the first time also, but we felt that we have to narrow the topic down a little bit to generate more value for our participants, I think.
Yes.
So that's why we ended up choosing this Become a Pro in Personal Branding. So the theme, in short, is personal branding.
Personal branding. I personally believe that is the key to unlocking a lot of potentials.
Yes.
Yeah, I personally believe that.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe if you can tell a little bit, why, of all the topics, I believe there are many other topics that we could have, seen in this event. Why choosing personal branding? Why should this topic be important?
I think it's a game changer, as I described time management earlier, but this is one of a kind game changer. It's really something that you can do on your own if you are starting a life in a new country, for example, or in a new region, in a familiar country already. So if you are starting with something new, this is one of the things that you can pretty easily access. Of course, it takes time to build personal brand. I don't say it's easy, and a lot of people are doing that. So you have to do something a little bit different and unique, and something to stand out. I mean,
yes.
So it's not like the easiest possible path. I don't mean that, but it's like definitely something that you can do on your own if you are struggling with, for example, employment issues, or you don't have any friends in the city yet, or you don't have any network. That is something you can do to stand out.
Perfect. Also, another lesson I think I learned about this is that somebody said, success comes when you start helping other. Actually, it's Zig Ziglar. I get this quote from Zig Ziglar, one of the motivational speakers, and he said, in this life you will succeed once you start you will get what you want when you help enough other people to get what they want. And for people to get what they want from you, that means they have to know what you have to offer. Yeah. And one thing which I now understand is like, I think everybody in this universe has been blessed with a particular talent or skill,
Definitely,
which he can
I
use
agree,
to help
100%.
other people.
Yeah.
But the thing is, how can people know that you are the problem solver, a particular problem solver to a particular problem? How can people know that so that they can come to you to ask for that solution? And the businesses, and I think other people, entrepreneurs who are successful, they're successful because people know that this guy solves our problem. So let's go to get our problem solved, and then we give him something as a reward for solving this problem.
Yeah.
And most of people, I think, including degree students, we have been struggling in the streets because we have our degrees, but we don't have a good way of personal branding to let the other people know that, hey, I got the solutions to your problems. You can come to me and I can help you to do that. And I think I would say this topic is the key for that. Yeah, it should help people a lot in that. Well, now, okay, so personal branding, people can find this topic in the YouTube, or they can find this topic in social media and whatever. Why should they come to this event? What do you think? Why should they come to the event?
Well, I think first thing is people. I always tend to think this way. So first thing is people. You will really get to know people from different backgrounds, and there will be people who are born and raised in Finland.
Yes.
And they have Finnish as a first language. For example,
yes,
I
yes,
have
yes,
this
yes.
situation.
Yes.
But they will also meet a lot of people with different nationalities, different first languages.
Networking power.
Different cultures.
Fantastic.
So yeah, people and the network.
Fantastic.
That is the first thing. The other thing is, of course, learning. So I don't think that this event will particularly teach something brand new,
Yes.
but it may teach you some new way to see familiar things already.
Fantastic.
It will teach you some kind of perspective.
Yes.
It will likely give you some inspiration and hope also,
Yes.
hearing these stories of
Yes.
Roham and Ricardo.
Yes.
So I would say people, and then this learning aspect. And also the third thing, this is like my own opinion here.
Yes.
I think participating this kind of events, when you are struggling a little bit or don't know how to get to know people here, it's like strengthening your identity.
Fantastic.
It's
personal branding.
Yes, it's like somehow it's building the new version of you, I think. So three things: people and learning and your own identity. So feel free to join our event.
Fantastic. And one, if I may add over there, I have this saying I put last time on social media, like, Finland is a terrible place to live alone, to live an isolated life.
Yes.
But it's one of the best places. Actually, when they announce in this UN thing, I don't even follow. But when they announce Finland is the happiest country in the world, some people find it hard to believe. Mm-hmm. But I think it has been true.
Yes.
The difference is that they have not been subjected to that kind of environment where they experience the happiness in the country.
Yeah.
But Finland is one of the best places if you know people to connect with, if you know where to get the services, if you know where to ask the questions. Because most of the service you get here is quality service. Mm-hmm. People care. They really care.
Yes.
Of course, we have language differences, but they are also trying really hard. I don't know. I've never been to every part of this Finland, mm-hmm. but at least in the cities I've managed to live, they are trying to help.
Yes.
Of course, when it comes to job seeking, that's a different situation, and it's related to this personal branding.
Yes.
So people should come to the event. Yeah, but you can get almost everything when you know how to connect to people. And I think one of the easiest place to start building connections is through events. Physical events. If you cannot manage, then it's okay to do the online, the YouTube and stuff. But if you can go there physically, you get more than the lessons. You get people to connect with. But also another thing which I discovered also in myself is that sometimes you may see yourself as lacking of ideas if you want maybe business ideas or just ideas to do many things. But when you start to talk to other people who are also speaking about maybe if it's entrepreneurship, you start to talk to somebody about entrepreneurship, then it's easy to start having this pop-up of ideas and something like that. But if you stay isolated, you can end up being dormant, even in your mind. Yeah. But when you go somewhere, you hear people speaking about this and this, then you find yourself getting a lot of new ideas, new excitation. So you can be excited and start things which can really excel in the near future.
Yeah, and I think the aspect of ideas you brought up here, it's like the value of ideas becomes true only if you are sharing them.
That's true.
So in order to be able to develop those ideas, you have to be able to share it.
Yes.
So that's the key, I think, for personal growth also.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Well, we will not discuss everything here, so we don't bleach, the sweetness of the event. You have to make sure you come to the event. When is this event happening?
Event is happening next Tuesday, so it's 26th of November, and it's starting at 4 p.m. and lasting 3 hours. So we will wrap up at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. And we have registration, right?
Yes, registration is open, and the link has been shared throughout the social media platforms. So
and I will also share the link in this YouTube page on the description area below here. I will share also the link, so you should be able to register through this.
Another thing about registration is that it's open only until Sunday, 24th of this month.
Fantastic.
So please be aware of that deadline, because we have a lot of people coming in to this event. And the event is held here at University of Eastern Finland, Snellmannia lobby. So be there.
Fantastic. And as she mentioned in the beginning of this conversation, they are organizing this event in collaboration with other players. So we have Talent Hub, we have Kuopio Talents, we have now, what was the other one?
Talent Hub Eastern Finland is our collaborator, then Talent First, and then Ahoy Creative, and then Kuopio Talents.
Fantastic. And as Kuopio Talents, we are participating by preparing the live stream. So we will be live streaming the event in our YouTube channel. We will share the link shortly. So if it happens you are not able to show up physically, then you can at least follow through the YouTube channel. But otherwise, I would insist, come physically. And I've been advising some people, like, first of all, go to the events. But secondly, if you can, and this is the message also to all the Kuopio talents, if you can, make sure you get noticed. Don't just go to an event as a listener and leave and nobody knows that you are even there. Make sure you get noticed, talk to some people, make sure, and getting noticed, it's not just about your name, though that's the beginning when you introduce people your name, but get noticed in value. Ask to do something, maybe not in that particular event, but ask if they have any future programs. You can ask Sanna, is there anything I can do to help in the coming event? And of course, we're being conditioned. You have to ask for money. I've been telling people, you ask for money only when somebody who you're serving is already sure that the service you're giving is worth being paid for. This seems unfair, but it's a very fair statement. You have to find a way to prove yourself and also build your own experience. Yeah, so this is what I would advise people. Maybe any closing remarks?
Well, of course, I want to bring some greetings from JCI Kuopio. So just keep in mind, our listeners right now, that is also a community you can join. And we work in various countries, as I mentioned. We have over 100 countries in this network globally. And it's a valuable connection. It's full of valuable connections, I think. And you can join as a member for JCI Kuopio if you wish. And yeah, you can ask more information, for example, from me at the event. And of course, you can just email us, or you can just send us a message through our social media, for example, Instagram, and we will tell more.
Fantastic.
And actually, there is a funny coincidence. We didn't plan this.
Yes.
But we have this kind of trial membership. You can try to be our member and see if this is for you. I think it's fantastic. So we have our next trial member interview on next Wednesday. So right after the event.
Perfect.
So if you are interested joining JCI, you can get your interview done already on Wednesday, 27th.
Perfect. And maybe very briefly, what could be the benefits if somebody joins the JCI Kuopio?
Well, first of all, I would say, again, people. So you will get valuable connections, and you can get even friends from this network. I have, at least, and I haven't regretted for a moment that I joined.
Yes.
This is a fantastic network. Yes. And of course, the learning aspect. So it's always within our activities that we try to learn something. We try to go out of our comfort zone in a way that it feels like safe with your fellow JCs. So yeah, people and learning, it's always these two for me.
I'm surprised we are speaking almost the same things.
Yes, me
from
too.
The beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. One crazy statement I've been also giving people. Of course, some people find it weird in the beginning. I've been saying networking is more important than the language here in Finland, even more than the Finnish language.
Yeah.
And why do I say so? I say so because if you are able to connect with as many people as possible, both Finnish and foreign, then you have placed yourself in the better environment of even learning the language. I have been reading Finnish language for over 5 years.
Yes.
But of course, I've been doing Word a lot of time. And also I've been doing some cleaning works, and cleaning work, you don't sit down and talk to somebody, just go and work.
Yes.
So I've been reading Finnish language on my own. As a result, nothing came out. Of course, I would just grab one word or so. But when I went out to talk to people, it was very, very difficult to understand. And the more difficult you experience, then you get discouraged into learning more. So you find yourself closing your book, you open it again after 3 months, and you start all over again. And I think this is happening to the majority of us. But what changed is when I started to become active in Mikkel, I said this time I have to start to be active, and I started organizing the communities myself. So we started also meeting for Finnish lessons. We would just meet and talk. And then I saw abrupt change in me. I was able to now listen and decode some sentences. I could not understand maybe the whole sentence, but at least I would say over 50% of the sentence, I started to learn how to decode that. And after that, of course, I got an opportunity to work at the International House. Also, I was hearing people speaking Finnish. It was very hard and frustrating in the beginning. But what I noticed after a very short time, if somebody could speak the whole sentence, then I was able to get, if it's not 40, then it's 50% of the conversation. And it has helped a lot. One time, one man also came and met me at the office, and he just started a conversation in Finnish. I wanted to run away. He kept me on the table, and he kept on speaking Finnish. But we ended up speaking for over 10 minutes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I was able to understand everything and responded back. Of course, I was struggling, looking for words, but I was able to communicate. And it even unlocked the new level of wanting to learn Finnish for me. So
yeah. I was about to say that's all about the small wins, but that ain't small one. That is a big win, you know.
Yes.
To unlock the potential.
Yes. So this shows the power of networking, the power of meeting people. Maybe the good thing is just let them know you want to learn. Then they take you that way. But it's way easier to learn if you talk to people, if you meet people. And more than just the language, you learn the culture, you learn the connections. If we are in the world today where things happen through networking, even jobs, 80% of jobs available through networking. You can send applications, nobody will open your CV. Maybe only through an urgent situation, they need somebody urgently, they have nobody, maybe they will say, okay, let's open this CV, and your CV is among the 100 CVs that they have been sent there, so you still stand one of 100 chance. So very important.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sanna, for coming to this. I think we have a lot of things to discuss. I'm hoping to bring you here again so we can discuss more about many other topics, to share more education to the international community. Thank you so much, and looking forward to see you again. See you at the event.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, and you as a follower, make sure you register. And make sure you show up. 26 from 4 p.m. to, was it 7?
7, yeah.
To 7, yeah. Make sure you come. There are a lot of benefits if you manage to show up, especially physically. If you fail, then make sure you follow on YouTube in order to get also the lessons that have been shared there. See you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.